Happy Tuesday, Scottie the Trainer Tuesdays, and that's how I see it. For the last few weeks, I've been talking to you, and no matter where you've been seeing this, whether you have been tuning in to Google Plus, or maybe you've gone to my YouTube channel, all you got to do is go to YouTube, type in Scottie Packer, take you straight to my channel, or you've been joining me here on Facebook. However you've been seeing them, I appreciate it and I thank you very much. And for the last few weeks, I've been talking about characteristics of champions because I believe that within all of us, there's a champion. We've got to stir it up. We've got to wake it up. We've got to cause it to come alive, especially in days like these. Your family needs you to be a champion. Your job needs you to be a champion. There are people all around you that you can affect that other people will never be able to affect. Quick little story about that. A man walked up to me the other day and he said, I want you to know, Scottie, that I enjoy you more than Tony Robbins. That meant a lot to me. I said, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. He goes, it's not just about the content, but I could never get an appointment with Tony Robbins, but I know where you are. Listen, you take it wherever you can get it, folks. You take it wherever you can get it, all right? But I've been talking about champions, and I've been talking about those characteristics. So here's what I've talked about so far. You can check out my other videos to get the details on them. But I've talked about champions always find a way. They maximize a moment. They invest in others. And then the fourth thing that I talked about is how champions will use what's left and not what's lost. So now the fifth installment that I want to talk about in regards to champions is this. Champions capitalize on criticism. Catch what I said. They capitalize on criticism. Now listen, I am not going to stand here and tell you that I got this down 100%. Not going to do that. I am not going to do a snow job on you. This is one of the things that I struggle with all the time. But I'm going to tell you something. People that I've known in my own life that were champions 1001% had this characteristic. People that are mentors, and I'm not talking about people on television, but I'm talking about people that I've known in my life that are mentors, that have invested in me, had this characteristic, and I strive for it every single day in every single way. The fifth way, they capitalize on criticism. Now here's the thing that I want you to understand. Champions don't run from any criticism whatsoever. Listen to that. Champions and people with the spirit of a champion, the heart of a champion, they do not run from any criticism whatsoever. That means if it's constructive, they take it. If it's destructive, they take it. If they agree with it, they take it. If they don't agree with it, they still find a way to take it. That's what makes them champions. Now, here's a couple of things that I want you to think about. When it comes to criticism, whether it comes from your job, whether it comes from your family, your spouse, your friends, whoever it is in your life, your kids, you never know. Criticism comes from all revenues and avenues of life. We know this. No matter where the criticism comes from, the person that has the heart, the spirit, and has embodied and made up in their mind, I'm going to be a champion in life, they can take the criticism and find some way to use it. Now, here's some questions that I ask myself when criticism comes. Number one, is it truthful? Is it truthful? I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes I've been criticized for things, and the people that criticized me were absolutely right. I know that's a shock. I know that if wherever you're watching me, you got to pick yourself up off the floor. But I'm telling you, There's things in our life that people come along and they criticize us, and we need to stop real fast and say, is there any truth to it? Especially if it comes from someone that's not necessarily real close to you. We all can take criticism from people that we believe in and we trust in, but it's the people that we don't really know or we don't really like or spend a lot of time with them. When they give true criticism of us, it blows us away. So that's the question we have to ask. Is the criticism true? Number 2, is the criticism just being given to criticize? Is someone saying something mean just to do it? Or sometimes they're criticizing because we've criticized them. We might say to them, hey, next time you put a project together, maybe start here, here, and here. And they might not like it, so they turn around and what do? They respond to us, right? Yeah, well, maybe next time you're giving some criticism, it should be constructive instead of destructive. Don't have that look on your face when you're talking to me about criticism. We have to stop for a minute and say, wait a minute, is there truth to it, or is criticism coming just to criticize? But here's where I want you to think about here today. Champions can take constructive criticism and they can take pure, mean, hateful, destructive criticism and find something in it that helps them become a better person. Now that's the true measure of a champion. Someone who can stand there and listen to someone who's a critic and coming at you with both barrels. Maybe they are out to absolutely destroy you. And instead of you running from it, you stand there and you take it and you sift through all the destruction and say, maybe there is an element of truth to this. The last characteristic of a champion that I want to talk about in these 5 characteristics is this one. Champions can take all criticism and find some type of truth in it and use it to their ability. I'll leave you with these couple of thoughts. Take a person who's lived in poverty or in an abusive situation. Maybe their family was abusive, their parents were abusive to them, they never had anything. They can use that and become just like their environment and carry it on in their life and repeat it over and over and over again. They can say, well, I was abused, so I abused people. I was hurt, so I'm going to hurt people, because hurting people hurt people. They're going to say, I've been held down and pushed down and nobody believed in me, so that's what I'm going to do. Or what they can do is take a look at that situation and use it as fuel. You see where I'm going with this over here? They use it as fuel. Because I was abused, because I was pressed down. I know how that feels. So because I came out of that environment, now I'm going to start working to, instead of keeping people down and demasculating them, I'm going to start empowering them. I'm going to start using it. Instead of this criticism that was sent to me to be destructive, I'm going to find something in it to turn it around and make it constructive. And that means that whatever the enemy sent at you to try to destroy you, you turned it around and used it for your good because of the champion spirit that's inside of you. It is found in the Old Testament, written about a man by the name of Joseph. What you meant for evil, the universe and God turned it around and made it good. What criticism's in your life today? Don't cry about it. Don't run from it. Don't scream about it. Don't pull your hair out. I can't do that anymore, but don't pull your hair out about it, get stressed about it. Stop, look at it, and use it for fuel to go forward. Because you and I are in this together. And we're champions right here on Scottie the Trainer Tuesday. And I'm Scottie the Trainer. That's how I see it.